Hi, my name is Fred. I live in Denver, Colorado, and the Wood Whisperers put out a call for shop tours. I didn't think I would go through every tool in the shop. I thought I would just talk about some of the unique things that I've built here so that perhaps you can be inspired. One of the first things I built after getting this table saw and the router table on the side was this chest that goes under the router. Kind of fills up empty space and gives me a place to store things. I've got the router down in here, the on-off switch built in, and a great place for router bits, and a great place for even more router bits. Some little small routers, palm routers, tools to work with everything. And that all kind of fits right here on the end with the outfeed table off the back. It had to fit around the dust cowl for the saw stop. And over here on the side I've thrown in a little air hose, kind of comes back from the compressor, and some power slots at 220 where I plug in the joiner planer from time to time. Continuing the theme on the other side with another chest that goes under the other side of the table saw. This is obviously kind of where I keep all the table saw related stuff. I don't know if you can see it here, but I've got my saw blades hanging in here and random saw pits. And this fellow fits in here, this little tray is kind of a catch-all. Another thing that's kind of hard to show is there's a couple of levers in here which jacks this up and ensures that everything is completely plain and well supported. And there's little pops down here that lower wheels on both chests so that they can be rolled out. Again, more measuring tools and bits and pieces related to the saw. Saw stops tuning, and down in here are more things for the saw itself. We got the wire gauges and bits for the router table, and this all kind of fits down in here pretty deep. Keeps everything tucked away and clean and close at hand. Works really well. Hanging directly above the saw, I put this platform here. It's just empty space. That's where I keep some more table saw stuff, of course. I've got these guys which go onto the end of my saw, the miter saw. This is part of a 4x8 Yeti CNC table, and all my safety gear is kind of right here at hand where I can grab it. Makes it really handy. It's right in the center of the shop, and it makes it less tempting just to do things without, because it's readily available. And then there's this fun right here. I'm not sure how well the sound will work, but I'm really a big fan of Ron Polk's workbenches. I didn't have space for the 4x8, but I made a couple of 3x4, and then I need to figure out where to store them, and that's up here. Not certain how well you can see this, but I've got an old Harbor Freight winch up there, and when you take the spindle off, there's a 3/4 inch hex shaft there. So I took a 3/4 inch ratchet and welded it to this bar, which the lines are kind of wrapped around, and that's how this kind of works. It's kind of fun. Let's try this again here, handheld. Neat. Everyone knows you can't have too many clamps. Something else I think you can't have enough of is light. There's a lot of them in here. But one of my favorite lights is mounted right to the garage doors. Not only does this give me kind of a raking light across this way when I'm painting, but when I'm working with the garage door open, which I like to do a lot, these are above me. And that gives me nice downward light when the garage door's open. Someone once said that drawers are where good tools go to die, and I can't really disagree. Shortly after building the garage, this was my first big project, 35 drawers. Ugh, all dovetailed and really pretty, but hard to find stuff. I mean, I know where it is, but yeah. So I've got these cabinets on top, and that's where the big tools sit. And starting with the chisels there, I thought, well, I'm going to build myself a tool wall on the cabinets. And that is a project for someday. Yep, that's a Rubio bench. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. That was my pandemic project, and it came out pretty nice. One of the things I'm a little bit proud of is the way that I built the center tool holder. Some people also use it as a plane stop. Mine is built on an angle so that you can slide it up to any angle you like. I can slide it up to any depth. So it's on a couple of sliders here. If you look at the bottom, it's got an angle here, and down in the slot there's a matching angle that it slides across. So the planing depth can be set anywhere to support whatever size you like. What I haven't come up with is a good way to keep it in a particular place. I think about that a lot, and I want to make it simple and intuitive. So far it seems to go through a season without swelling or getting stuck too bad. Everybody's got a wall of clamps, I'm sure, and all sorts of measuring tools and whatnot. What's unique about this spot is this closet holds the loud stuff. So vacuum. Doesn't sound very loud because it's in the box. It's insulated. Of course, more clamps on the inside. One of my friends has a bunch of them right now, but I've got an air compressor in here. I've got the regular shop vac and the big dust collection system, as well as a spray box. So all the loud stuff is back in here, and any dust that does get collected in the system stays contained in that spot. Here's the drill press, and that's normal enough. Underneath it, I've built this little chest where I keep all the drill press stuff, surprisingly enough. So different kinds of bits and whatnot. This guy is kind of random bits, and that's on a tray that lifts out for the longer guys. And it kind of just keeps going down beneath there. There's little pockets on the back where I sort of stowed various pieces that were of various lengths, and I built a hole down there because I knew that this is going to get full of dust. But it's kind of a handy little fella to have underneath the chest, and of course it's on wheels, so that if I do need to lower that platform anymore, I've got the space to do it. Last thing I'll talk about is trash. I had a problem where I just kept putting things on top of the trash can, and so that became a problem. And of course, so what I did was I built this box, and that gave me a space to start hanging things off of it. And now I can put things on top of the trash can without actually blocking the trash can. I even put a little slot on the back here where I can put these tables. This face is definitely going to get covered with something at one point or another, but that's really handy to have. And of course it's on wheels so I can roll it around. And then finally, this is the sheet goods storage. Two sides obviously, and it's not doing a good job at this point, but that's kind of fun. Back there is my wood storage, and if anything, that's the worst part of the shop. I've got to figure out what to do with at some point or another. So that's really it. Thanks for checking out my shop. Talk to you later.